Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in this evening's podcast, we'll be looking back at the EPL action. Man City winning that Manchester derby, 3 goals to nil. And of course, Chelsea being held by Brentford. That was a surprise over the weekend. Now, of course, joining me this evening to talk some EPL football and to look back on these matches, we have returned to the podcast, Sir Cole.
Greetings, always a pleasure.
We also have Christoph, the Arsenal man.
Good to be back, viewers.
Yes, indeed, gents. Yes, indeed. Another exciting week of football is now behind us. We're going to be looking back, but coming up midweek, we also have Champions League action. The first round of the Champions League kicks off, and the place is abuzz with excitement. But looking back, Sir Cole, we have to start over there at the Etihad. Man City, 3 goals to nil over Manchester United. Talk us through that game as a Manchester United fan. How are you feeling now? Is Amarin the man? Can this team sink any lower, Sir Cole?
It seems we have picked up immediately where we left off from last season. And while the hopes were high at the beginning of the season, based on any signings we have brought in, especially attacking wise, I don't think the performances besides the first game against Arsenal have really inspired any more confidence in the team. I don't think we created much. I don't think we had any foothold in the game on Sunday, and I don't know. So somehow I don't think the new personnel has really have much of an impact, at least so far, on the club and the results that the club has achieved.
Indeed, quite a bit of talking point. That man again, Christoph Haaland, getting the business done. Christoph, what was your impression? I mean, chances are going into this game, we had no expectation of Manchester United really winning. I had predicted a 2-1 win, and I believe you had also predicted a win for City. So really, there was not much expectation for Manchester United to really get anything out of this win. So I mean, a 3-0 loss should not come as any surprise. It's, as Sir Cole mentioned, it's business as usual, really. This is the Manchester United we have come to know and love these days over the past couple of years.
Yeah, it is what I expected. It's what I said that Manchester United, while they will find form for Arsenal or Liverpool, they seem to capitulate when it comes to Man City, and it's probably mentally they're already defeated before the game starts. And like I said, I expected Phil Foden to score. Phil Foden scored. Um,
Well, that,
but
that was an impressive call, Christopher. I didn't even expect Foden to really start. And Doku coming up with 2 assists as well. He
and
has
I
been a
said
man who
I
has,
I
Spot
said
on too.
I did say
yeah,
Foden with star and Doku with star.
well, yeah, I mean, those two players really came alive during this match. I mean, Doku coming up with 2 assists, a man who have really huffed and puffed, but not much end product, no goals, no assists. And in this game, he managed to find two. And of course, Haaland coming up with a brace as well. But I mean, Circle, up to halftime, United were in the game. What happened after halftime? That's when everything fell apart.
Besides the tactics and things like that, there's one stat which I'm not sure how many persons paid much attention to it, but it says a lot to me. This is a derby game.
Right? No
That
yellow
game,
cards.
that game ended with a single card,
No yellow
without
cards,
one
Circle. Not much
single
physicality.
card being issued in the game. So a derby game, I would expect the referee to be, if issuing card, at least giving a firm talking to and trying to keep
Very
the cards
active,
in his
very
pocket and
active.
active,
Yeah.
nothing.
Physical play,
This had
fouls,
nothing.
tackles flying.
Yes, and Man City is a possession-based team, so you would
Right,
expect
right.
Man U to be, even after a goal down, you're hungry to get the ball. You want to be on the attack. You want to go and score. Sometimes you may be late in a challenge. I didn't see any of that. There was no call. We said yes, he should have gotten a card.
or even a kick out in frustration of sorts,
Nothing
Circle.
at all.
It's
And that
almost
to
as if
me
the players
shows
are emotionally detached from the game.
they just go there to like just see what the fixture.
Keep,
It's
don't,
almost
don't.
it's almost like a preseason friendly.
Right. Keep the scoreline down, so to speak. Don't let it get out of
No,
hand.
I mean, yeah, I was really disappointed. I would have expected, okay, if you even lose, at least show some fight, show some emotion into it.
So you're
Nothing
saying
at
you didn't
all.
see that from the United team?
I didn't see anything
Is
at
that
all.
down to the players or down to the coach, or a combination of both?
I think it's a matter of both. I think the players feed off the coach. So
Right.
if the coach managed to G up the players enough, then you'll go there and from the first whistle you will see some energy, some enthusiasm, something going into the game. But no, man, it just went and played and lost, and yeah, life goes on.
Yeah, but Christoph, from a tactical point of view, I mean, much have been talked about in terms of the hammering approach, the five at the back. Can that formation really work in the EPL?
Yeah, it can work. We've seen managers come in and win with it. We've
Well,
seen Conte,
it's only
Tuchel.
one example, Conte. That's it. One
Um,
manager has one
I
playing
think
three
I
at the
think
back.
I think Tuchel also played three at the back at Chelsea. I
Well,
think
he
it might be better
wasn't.
to say only one team has one with it. Chelsea.
Yeah, one team has one with it, predominantly playing that formation. No other team. I mean, Tuchel may have been a bit more dynamic in that maybe for a game or two he would play three at the back, but then it's a back four. Depending on the opponent, you might go four or five at the back, but definitely not playing the whole season, game to game, playing three at the back. I mean, with the
Um,
results Manchester United are getting, the tactics must come into question at this point in time. I mean,
I'll be honest. Yes and no. Yes, the tactics must come into question, but I think there's something deeper at the club going on that has kind of
what's that
caused these
something you
perform.
speak of though? What's
I,
the something?
the best way I can describe it is that there is potentially some rat at Man United that needs to be removed or something.
Well,
Uh,
Isaac is at Liverpool.
let's all right. For
That's the
instance, we Man U have brought in a number of players since Sir Alex Ferguson has come. The only player you could say potentially lives up to the fee or the billing or whatever, in my opinion, Bruno Fernandes. I'm
right.
sure other players like Zlatan might argue differently, but in
Oh,
my
so you're
opinion,
saying the recruitment has been poor over the
it's
period,
not.
Christoph?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think
But
the
outside
recruitment
of
has been
Bruno,
poor.
which other
No,
signing have really
no.
performed?
Oh no, that I have said that. I have said that. Bruno, outside of Bruno, nobody has even
Yeah,
performed.
so
I
it has
mean,
to be the recruitment. The recruitment has been
it
poor.
it it, it, it I thought that was the case, but if we look at all these players, once they leave Man United, they perform. Andre Onana left man of the match on debut.
Well, it could be a mental thing then, Sir Cole. It could be the mentality.
There might be there's something at United holding the players back,
It's
I
the
think.
mentality then, Sir
I
Cole,
I,
because
I do think I
obviously
do
once you
think
leave Manu, you're good.
I do
Once you go
think
into Manu, it's almost like a game drop couple degrees.
I do think that other than Bruno Fernandes, I'll say Cristiano Ronaldo did come and perform. Um, I do think Amarin does need to change the formation. A 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or some variation. I don't think this formation is working for him. I don't know. Watching that game, I thought Manu potentially had a chance, especially because I don't know if Guardiola has changed his approach where he no longer wishes to dominate possession. He's more interested in getting the result. Maybe he's taking a page from Mikel Arteta. But the third goal was shocking to me.
Oh, you mean the high line, Haaland running in behind from his own half?
How do you have a high line and all of your players is in the opposition half? Haaland cannot be offside. Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, at that point, the game is stretchy. You're looking for a goal. What did you
No,
have to
you
defend?
do
You had
not put
nothing to
all
defend at that point. You were
you
2-0 down. You're in
do
search
not
of a
play
goal, so you're pushing numbers forward.
you do not put all of your player them in a one half for
Yeah,
there to
but
be no
what's the
offside trap.
difference? Losing 2-0 as opposed to losing 3-0.
No, no,
You're 2-0 down
no.
late.
It
You're
it
pushing, getting numbers forward. And you just got caught out on a counter. In fact, it was Luke Shaw who gave away a cheap pass, I would say, you
it
could say.
was it
Luke
Luke
Shaw.
Shaw or
Yeah,
it was Luke? Oh, I
yeah,
don't know. I
for
thought it
sure.
was. I thought it was Harry Maguire, but yeah,
No. Harry Maguire was trying
pace.
to catch up to
Yeah,
Haaland.
yeah. That
But
yeah, man.
obviously, the pace was too hot for him, Circle. Speaking of pace, we saw Oblique Seville Circle taking matters into his own hand over there in Japan. Haaland ran away from Maguire in a similar fashion. Could not be caught. And that ended 3-0. I mean, but again, chances are, Circle, Manchester United won't be judged by these results among top teams. What United have to do is to beat teams in and around them at the moment.
Well, I mean, this is Man U's second loss for the season. I don't think would really berate a coach for losing to Arsenal as well as losing to Man City.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, fine. But notice no one was at the coach over the Arsenal game because despite the loss, the performance was pleasing.
Right.
This game, however, no, is a stark contrast to that game. Lost the game, and it's like man, he was never in the game any at all. So it's the manner of the loss,
As
which
opposed to
may
the results in and of itself.
as opposed to the simple loss itself. The manner of the
Well,
loss was poor. It was really pathetic.
but things doesn't get any easier for Manchester United, Circle. Next up on the agenda is high-rising Chelsea.
Chelsea. Yeah.
I mean, things don't really get any easier. And I mean, again, going into this game versus Chelsea, does anyone really expect United to win? I mean, beating Chelsea would almost come as a surprise. Chelsea should go into this game easily favorites. So
Yes,
again, this
and
could be
rightly
another
so.
nail in the hammering coffin.
Yeah, quite likely. But as Christoph has said, something besides player or coaches what must be the issue because every player or a coach basically comes out with a similar outcome. So something else, some other factor must be there, which is having helping to achieve this kind of results as poor
So
as
have
they
you
are.
put your fingers on this factor, Circle, as a Manchester
I
United fan,
I
as a
I
diehard?
really can't
I
say, and I'm not
I don't
around the
know if
setup
it's the
personally. I don't
pressure
know.
of being a Manchester United player. I don't know if it's the pressure from the fans or what. But something is wrong over there in Manchester.
Mm.
It is not solely on the coaches. All right. The coach obviously takes some blame. He is responsible for galvanizing the team and getting them to play and getting the results. The players also must take some blame because they are the ones who go out there and perform. Because the coach can spend 100 million on a player. If that 100 million player don't go out there and do something, people are going to blame the coach. But what was the player
Oh,
doing,
so
right?
so for example, Sesko, for example, Christoph, he had a poor game, hasn't really impressed since his signing, Circle. What's your early take on the striker, Sesko? Is Haaland or was Haaland a better option? No, Haaland is over there in Napoli, banging in goals.
No,
Sesko,
I won't
what's
say
going on? Or too early? Is it too
Cisco.
early to draw a conclusion?
It's too early to draw conclusions on
It's
Cisco,
too
in
early,
my
but I
opinion.
mean, having looked at the player in some highlights and yes, he's a player with tremendous talent, potential, technical ability. So I want to use just 4 games. 4 games. I'm not sure how many of those 4 he either started, but probably the
Just
first
one.
one.
Just one.
Right,
Just
right.
one.
First
So
start.
so so, so he really hasn't gotten a chance as yet to really impact the team as much as others would have or others would like. So give him a few more starts and then they can have more data to assess
So maybe after
how well
10
he's
games,
performing.
then Circle.
10 games it will be the number of choice. Well, so far we have
Well, I
got
mean, 10
six
games is
more to go.
technically a quarter. You could easily say it's a quarter of the
Like a
season,
quarter of the season, which is true.
right? So,
I,
I
I
mean,
I agree with Circle. 10 games is fair, especially for a player who had no preseason with United.
right.
So I think
Ah,
10 games is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
look at if you look at a Premier League great, Thierry Henry took him 8 games.
mm, I see.
Rest
So
was
started
history. Rest was history.
then.
So I think Sesko has the talent. There is potential there. Whether or not he will perform for United is a different question.
Yeah,
But
I think Arsenal may have dodged a bullet there, Christoph.
maybe.
So to Newcastle, you know.
Uh,
So
the fact is, had the players been reversed and Guy Carey's come to Man U and Cisco, we probably would have the same conversation anyway about that
probably,
dodging bullets.
probably.
I don't think it's a bullet dodge, to be honest. I just think, again, like I said, something over there at United at the moment. But as we talked about tactics, I think Amarin does need to change the formation first of all. He needs to go back to a back four, two defensive midfielder, two holding midfielders. Bruno as your attacking midfielder. You have your wingers, and Mbumo looks impressive when he plays. So you continue with him, and then Sesko is now your main man.
Right.
Unless Cunha, unless he wants Cunha to play centre forward, then different story.
Well, we'll definitely see what transpire going into that Chelsea game. Chelsea, of course. What Chelsea plays in the Champions League this season? Yeah, I think yeah. So Chelsea should be in action in the Champions League. So we'll definitely see what transpire. But speaking of Chelsea, Sir Cole, Chelsea being held 2-2 by Brentford, a late equalizer there by Brentford. What's your take on that game? Cole Palmer making a substitute appearance and getting a goal in that fixture, Sir Cole. What says you? Is this a
Uh,
bump in the road for Chelsea?
I didn't see the entirety of that game. I saw probably the majority of the first half. Yes, it's really 2 points dropped for Chelsea. You're really going to a game like Brentford and figure, yes, that 3 points are there for the taking. Uh, Brentford, in these kind of games, we have nothing to lose. With a bit of luck, you can really, get a result. And really, they threw caution to the wind, went on the attack, found 2 goals, and picked up a point from this game.
Funny you utilize that terminology, Sir Cole. True caution to the wind. That was what hurt Chelsea in this game. Long throws. Long throws are making a comeback in the EPL, and a number of teams are employing them. And Chelsea's defense was definitely exposed by these long throws, especially late in the game by Brentford. And it's from one of these long throws that they got the equalizer through Carvalho, former Liverpool player, and that game ended 2-2. Of course, Brentford was the team who took the lead as well. Chelsea stormed back, went ahead 2-1, and then Brentford had to rally at home to get a point from that game. But Brentford to me is surprising me, to be honest. I had Brentford as a potential relegation candidate, but thus far they are squeezing out some results. And of course, lots of big strikers, Wissa and Mbumo. This new striker circle, Igor, he seemed to be picking up the scoring slack, and he's definitely one to keep an eye on. Very physical player, and he knows where the back of the net is. So keep an eye on that Brentford striker going forward. He could be one of the surprises of the season in terms of his goal tally.
Yeah, and even from last season, we saw Shade picking up a few goals as well. So he has also chipped in to contribute to the goal scoring progress of the team.
Indeed, a man who you could definitely bring into your fantasy team if you're looking
Yes,
for
sir.
a midfielder circle that gets some goals and assists. So he is one to definitely look at. But Christoph, what's your impression of Chelsea? I mean, Cole Palmer again, the man who came up with the goods coming off the bench this time. I'm not sure if he's fully fit and could probably just manage 30 minutes, but he's coming off an injury, and of course, it's a long season, so the coach probably taking his time to ease him back into the mix. But Chelsea seem to be
Uh,
picking up the goal scoring slack with the absence of Palmer.
Um, I mean, this game would not be a good example of that, given that Palmer had to come on and equalize.
Right, right.
Maybe,
But I mean, over the last couple of games, it has been Pedro and Enzo who have been
yeah,
really taking the
yeah,
fight to
yeah.
teams. They have been the ones getting the goals.
I think Chelsea came into this game thinking that they had already won, given that
Yes.
Brentford had
Mm.
not beaten them at home at Brentford's home since 1978 or something like that. So it's a very anomalous um the
The thing is,
statistic.
I'm not too fascinated by those stats, but because if you really check the number of games
Mm.
between Brentford and Chelsea since 1968, you
No,
probably
yeah,
can hold on
yeah.
one hand.
You could say Brentford was in the championship for a very
Right,
long time.
right. So,
But
throwing out those numbers,
Brentford has been in the league for a couple of years now, and to
well,
say that they have not
well,
beaten Chelsea at home at their home is a bit of a wild stats. But yeah, some of these stats completely unnecessary. But I think Chelsea came into this game thinking they were better and they were going to win. And I think that is what ultimately bite them. Even to get beat by a throw 94th minute like that, it tells me Chelsea thought the game was already won. They switched off.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
pretty
poor
much.
defending in fact, to be honest. I mean, it's
Uh,
great tactics in terms of
poor
the setup
defending,
for throws, to be honest with you.
poor
And
poor defending was down to them
yeah,
switching
they
off.
allowed the
They
ball to
thought they
bounce in the box and they were punished. So,
they thought they won. That is all that happened in that game. They
so you're
came into
saying
that
it's
game
down to a bit of complacency then?
right. They came into that game thinking they were going to win.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, one
I
of the
fully agree with
yeah,
that assessment. I'm saying I fully agree with that assessment. Yeah.
okay, a bit
Personally,
complacency,
yeah, I don't think the intention was probably to play Cole Palmer, but seeing that they were a goal down,
right,
then
right.
they really had to bring out the goals down
Yeah.
to try
Yeah,
and try
plus
and get
Garnacho
result.
came on as well, Sir Cole, and he was instrumental in that second goal, I believe. Garnacho, former Manchester United man.
I think
Yeah, I
that
mean,
second goal was lucky, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, he did make a run in down the left side there, and whipped in a cross, which eventually ensuing plays led to that goal. So he has hit the ground running, so to speak, and he was celebrating as if he was lifting the EPL title. In all honesty.
and as usual, the Man U players did well, having left the club as well. So
It's
Interesting
still
times ahead for sure.
it's still early years. I mean, I was one of the people who I do not know why Man United sold Garnacho. To me, it looked like he just needed some coaching on what you wanted him to do. Right? He knows how he wants to play, and this is how he wants to play. But the coach has to come and say, all right, this is what I need you to do for me to play in my side. I think that's what Amarin needed to do, and perhaps he didn't want to do that, or didn't have the patience for a Garnacho. So,
I mean, it's a
uh,
disciplinary thing. Garnacho this the coach, for want of a better word. It's a case of disrespect. And I mean, if you want to stamp your authority and set an example for other players, I mean, a player like that, you have to get out of your squad for sure. So, I mean,
Garnacho,
Manchester United, of course, needed the money as well to get other reinforcements such as Mbumo and Cisco. So, ah, it is what it is. You
but I
have to
mean,
move.
when this whole Garnacho, these players were already signed. So
already signed. So,
Well,
Garnacho
to
was
balance the
basically
books, to balance the books, Sir Cole.
the headline. Well, I mean, as a Man U fan, I'd never have sold Garnacho. Last season, Garnacho was probably the best thing we had going forward.
But what of the disciplinary runnings?
no, different story. I mean, I,
Forgive and
I
forget circle.
no, 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 no. Something
I
like that
mean,
something like that
that
would never
wouldn't be a
have.
good example. That would definitely take a lot away from the coach in terms of
Right.
his authority
It would
circle.
take away from the coach. Something like that could never fly under Sir Alex Ferguson. That player
Yeah, for
would be
sure.
out
Mm.
the team the same day.
Well, the team that has been impressing Mr. Cole is none other than Spurs. Spurs has been the team that have been impressing since the start of the season, in my opinion. And they did so again over the weekend, getting another win under their belt, a clinical win versus West Ham. And they are playing and getting some excellent results since the start of the season. What was your take on that game, Christoph? West Ham losing again, as we had spoken about it in the preseason. We both thought it was somewhat of a fluke for them to have gotten a 3-0 win over Forest. Maybe there was something happening in the background. Subsequently, we've seen the departure of the
Nuno Espirito
Forest
Santo.
coach. So we may have been correct in our assessment. And so said, so done. They went down to a rampant Spurs team. What's your take on that one? And of course,
Um,
we saw Xavi Simons. He seemed to have starred in that game, making his first appearance as well.
yeah, I mean, saying a rampant Spurs team is a bit wild, and nothing to do with me being Arsenal Spurs, because as I've said, 2 seasons ago, Spurs always does well when a new manager comes in. So this is expected behavior for me.
Mm.
What you look for Spurs is, when we get into the second half of the season, does this peter out as we've seen for the last 2, 3 seasons with them? Always the second half of the season, they run out of steam, they can't get results, right? So right now, this is expected behavior for me. I
So you're
expect
saying
Spurs to
you are
continue.
you expected these wins. You expect this early Spurs success.
Right, I do.
Mm.
So I'm expecting them to continue playing well for right now. Second half of the season is the real test for
So
what's the man?
anytime after January, we should look for a Spurs decline.
Anytime after January, look for a decline. And then this second season of this manager's tenure is when you will see, potentially a collapse coming in.
Not much faith there.
Well,
Coming from an Arsenal fan. I mean, I'm sensing some semblance of Spurs Arsenal rivalry coming out
no,
in
no,
those
no, no,
comments,
no, no,
Christoph.
no. It's not that, not that. This
Mm.
is this is what I've
So this
seen
is
with
an unbiased
Spurs.
opinion you're
This is
giving then.
this has happened every single season. Go back and look.
History. You're going off history.
This is what Spurs history has been for the last 10, 15 years for me. Do well, new manager comes in, does well, second season collapse. They usually collapse again after the first half of the season. After January, they start, losing games, results not going their way. Games that you expect them to pick up the points from, strange results, in my opinion. So right now, I'm expecting Spurs to continue to play well until at least December. They will
What
continue to
what
do
what
well.
says you though, Sir Cole? What says you? Do you echo similar sentiments or are you seeing it differently?
No, I mean, you have to, I'm a very data-driven person, and the data concurs with what Christoph just outlined. I
So you're
remember
it's a Sir Cole, not to cut you, but so you're saying you're a statsman then, Sir Cole. You're data driven. You
always been
work
so,
with the
and I've been
analytics.
have to work with the numbers.
Wow,
I remember
wow,
when
wow.
Ange came in, and for the first few weeks, he was also kicking up a storm,
For sure, for
uh,
sure.
and then
And
all
won
of a
and won a
sudden,
trophy in his second season, Sir Cole.
I mean, yes,
But
but
it was
was
also a season that they barely escaped
barely
relegation.
avoided relegation. So they did very poorly in the league. So
Mm.
I mean, yeah, they won a trophy, but I mean, the league performance was quite shabby to really say the least.
Wow, wow, wow. Any other outstanding performances though, Christoph, you want to comment on? I mean, Arsenal took care of business. Gokir is fine in the back of the net, but losing Odegaard in the process. Is this the fall of Arsenal we are now seeing, Christoph? Will things get worse, or has Arsenal strengthened enough to negate for injuries such as these?
At the moment, Arsenal have
The next game is versus Man City.
at the moment Arsenal have enough squad depth. We saw Eze playing
That's
on
what I
the
want to hear, Christoph. I don't want
as
any
we see
excuses of injury this season.
we see Eze playing on the left side, but he could easily be moved inside to
Very
play
good,
to
very
fill that
good.
Odegaard role.
So
In
quality
that
in depth is there at Arsenal then, Christoph.
Yeah, I like the current squad depth that I've seen. There is a
Very
bench
good.
of players you can draw for at the moment. Um, Not to say there are still a number of injuries because there is no backup
But
striker.
that should
It's
not
just
hamper
Gokers.
the progress though, with the sort of quality signings that are sitting on the bench and can
Not
come in to fill the
not
gap.
not at the moment. Obviously, injuries could come in at any time. You could pick up 5 injuries in a week and then
Right,
different
right.
story. But
Arsenal
at the
should
moment,
easily cope with
Arsenal
what's
have
going on.
they have the sufficient squad depth at the moment.
Got you.
barring no more injuries.
Okay, no problem. So,
So
what's the early
one issue
call?
to solve then.
Go
I'm
again,
saying that there's only one issue left to solve then, and
which is
that's the officiating.
the officiating. I mean,
Only the
I,
officiating and good to go.
I saw some strange officiating in that Liverpool game, but it's Michael Oliver, so I don't expect any better.
Hmm. Well, I mean, Liverpool did manage to pull out a 1-0 win over Burnley in a stubborn Burnley
And
team.
I mean,
So,
this time it was a penalty, so
No,
every can
not the
argue
penalty. Yeah,
penalty.
definitely a penalty. Definitely a penalty. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the second yellow, the red card. Strange call.
No, it was that strange call. It was a second yellow. I deserve a second yellow.
The player was not touched. Went in for a challenge. Player was not touched.
maybe the dangerous play, you know, to
No, no,
be
no, no, no.
to be
Not
blown for dangerous play, you don't necessarily have to
no.
touch the player. You're
The
sliding in
the the
recklessly.
the player was not touched.
So you're
Granted,
saying the
the
player
ball
should.
was the
So, Christoph,
ball.
you're saying a player is being tackled. The player should stay there and get hit with a tackle when he
No,
can
no.
skip the
But
tackle.
but the player was not touched.
But that doesn't negate the
The
sliding challenge,
the
which is
challenge
reckless.
the challenge did nothing. The challenge was
Yes, man. If the player
the,
didn't
the, the
skip
foot
it,
the
you're
foot was
picking up a
already
broken
gone
leg.
past. The foot was already gone past before the skipping. The
Circle.
tackle
You can't be
fly
getting
gone
a
before the
tackle and you're
skipping.
gonna take the tackle and pick up a broke foot. You're gonna skip and the ref is gonna blow for dangerous play and possibly give you a card. You know,
Right.
so it's
Yeah,
a
and I
easy
mean,
call.
yes,
Easy call.
a second yellow. I mean, it was not straight a straight red card. It was a second yellow, and it's a valid
No,
yellow
no,
card
no,
offense.
no.
Easy call.
I don't think it's a foul if there is no contact made. No
It has
contact,
to be a
nobody
foul
was
based on
injured.
the
I don't think it's a
intention.
foul.
It's the intent.
What
No,
was
but
the intent? The intent was to
not
go for the
because
ball.
not because there was no contact doesn't mean it's not a foul. If a player, for example, has a high foot, even if he doesn't kick the player in the face, the referee will still call for high foot just the same.
The intent.
Yeah, once the foot
Dangerous
is in
play.
a
Dangerous play.
dangerous play.
Dangerous play, so but it is what it is, Christoph. There's no need to cry over spilled milk. Arsenal won, Liverpool won. Game on, game on. We move to the next round of fixtures. But any quick final thoughts, Sir Cole, as we wrap things up? Any final thoughts as it relates to this week's action in the EPL?
I mean, should Man U come out of this game on the weekend with another loss versus Chelsea, I think the vultures will start to circle a bit more around
So the
Old
vultures are
Trafford, and
already circling then. It's just that the numbers will increase.
I think they are gathering. They will start circling it. They're just congregating on the outside,
You
looking
know,
what's happening.
I saw interesting statistics earlier today. Now, Amarin has been in charge of what, like 31 Premier League games, and he has like eight, eight wins, 7 draws, and 16 losses. So, I mean, interesting. Again, I don't 100% put the blame on Amarin.
Ah, indeed, Christoph, indeed. Time will tell
Well,
for sure. Time will answer all these questions.
if not 100%, it's really a high percentage. I say that much.
I can't say that because every manager has come in and has struggled with United. The only manager, I mean, even Jose Mourinho struggled. Ten Hag struggled. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer struggled. I think probably the only person you could say who maybe did not struggle that much was probably Ralph Rangnick.
Oh, well, I mean,
Okay, Ralph.
time will definitely answer these questions, gents. We need a
Van
whole
Gaal.
episode to discuss, dissect, and break down what is taking place over there at Manchester United. But unfortunately, viewers and subscribers, that is all the time we have. Sir Cole, Christoph, thanks again for passing through and really sharing your thoughts and your opinions. Viewers and subscribers, thank you for tuning in to us here on Beating the Press podcast. We are pushing towards 500 subscribers and we need your help, of course. If you haven't subscribed as yet, hit that subscription bell. And if you have subscribed, then please share and leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us what is happening over there at Manchester United. What is the main factor that is leading to their demise as it currently stands? But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.